From the Home Slice News Center, this is the Daily Slice for Wednesday, April 12th, 2023. I'm D. Ray Knight. This is what's going on. A former South Dakota legislative candidate from District 26 has been sentenced to 10 years in prison. Joel Koskan had been accused of sexual grooming behaviors. Court documents filed in November of 2022 said there is probable cause that he committed rape, aggravated incest, and sexual contact with a child under 16. A criminal complaint filed in the case alleges Koskan exposed a minor to foreseeable harm from 2014 to 2020. A previous plea agreement in the case included no prison time for Koskan. It was rejected by a judge in March of 2023. The State School Superintendents Association is coming out against proposed social studies standards. Amy Rose has the story.
The South Dakota School Superintendents Association is calling on the State Board of Education standards to reject the proposed social studies standards. Tuesday, the association released a statement in opposition to the standards ahead of the final public hearing set for April 17th in Pierre. Like other groups and educators, the association is opposing the standards due to issues with memorization, an overwhelming number of details many undergraduate college courses do not require, and being developmentally inappropriate. Last week, the South Dakota Education Equity Coalition and the tribal education directors of all 9 tribes voiced their opposition to the standards.
A prisoner serving time at the Rapid City Minimum Center has been placed on escape status. Thomas Rabbit failed to return to the center following his work release shift on April 8th. Rabbit is a 46-year-old Native American male. He is 6 feet tall and weighs approximately 220 pounds. He is serving sentences for possession of a controlled substance and driving under the influence. If you see him or know his whereabouts, contact law enforcement immediately. In national and international news, it's been less than a week since news of highly classified military documents on the Ukraine war surfaced, sending the Pentagon into full-speed damage control to assure allies and assess the scope of the leak. The information on scores of slides has publicized potential vulnerabilities in Ukraine's air defense capabilities and exposed private assessments by allies on an array of intelligence matters. Among the questions raised by the leak are whether it will erode allies' trust in sharing information with the U.S. or impact Ukraine's plans to intensify the fight against Russia this spring. Meanwhile, Russia's parliament has passed a bill allowing electronic conscription into the military. Amy Rose explains.
The upper house of Russian parliament has swiftly approved a bill that would allow authorities to issue electronic summons to draftees and reservists amid the fighting in Ukraine. The Federation Council's vote on Wednesday was the last step needed before the bill goes to President Vladimir Putin, who is now expected to sign it into law. The legislation was put on fast track as the Russian military is preparing for an expected Ukrainian counteroffensive. Russia's current rules require an in-person delivery of notices to conscripts and reservists. In the past, many Russians avoided the draft by staying away from their address of record, and the proposed bill would close that loophole.
The U.S. Office of National Drug Control Policy is designating the tranquilizer Xylazine, when mixed with fentanyl, as an emerging threat. The drug was approved for veterinary uses more than 50 years ago, but recently it's been showing up in the supply of illicit drugs across the United States, where it's sometimes known as tranq. It's a depressant that can slow down users' heart rates and breathing and cause skin ulcers and abscesses. No antidote has been identified. President Joe Biden's top drug control official says the designation clears the way to send taxpayer money to develop strategies to deal with Xylazine. Your weather forecast from the Home Slice Weather Center. Mostly sunny and breezy today with a high of 71. Low tonight, 41. And that was your Daily Slice for Wednesday, April 12th, 2023. The Daily Slice is a production of Home Slice Media Group, hosted by D. Ray Knight with Amy Rose. Executive producer Mark Houston. Engineered by Chris Jacquez. I'm D. Ray Knight. Have a great day.